Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our last Cloudia video. It is your boy DK back here with another build video for Alphen. He's the second character for the Tales of collab. We're gonna go over his kit real quick. This is the actual kit that you can pull in the gacha so that you can see the alterations I've made. There's only a couple things that are different between this one and my build. And today, because he's a little wonky to build, and I honestly couldn't really decide on how to do this, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you multiple options on how to do this. Now there is a little janky way I kind of figured a way out of doing something now, and I actually kind of like it. You know, honestly, I like keeping myself alive, and it's everybody's personal preference. That's the beauty of this game, is that you can kind of build however you want. Of course, we definitely want you to do it right and not waste SC. This one actually works for me. I like it, but there is other options that I will probably use in the future for different types of fights, and I'm going to kind of give you that advice as well. So he is, like I said, he's going to be a fire unit, single wheeled. His attribute resistance are pretty good. He is really weak to ISO. It's a little unfortunate, but there is a way to combat that with the arc I'll be using. It only puts him at neutral, really, but really, for a PvE side, it doesn't really affect it too much. He does have a nice plus 30 to fire, minus 20 to ice, plus 10 to earth, plus 10 to lightning, plus 20 to light, and neutral on the dark. He is weak to poison, res to blind, weak to silence, which doesn't matter because he doesn't really cast, so it doesn't really matter. But he is nil to curse, which is very, 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 very good, and then nil to stun, which is good. He is neutral to illness, which is a niche situation that sometimes you can get hit with. So if that ever becomes an issue, then we can fix that accordingly. We'll go ahead and jump into my build real quick. Now, like I said, it's not just my build. Like I said, I was really struggling on how to present this to you guys because I already can hear it. These damn nerds out there. You built it wrong. No, I didn't. There's multiple ways you can do it, so you can just stop right there. Of course, there is a straight pure DPS build you can do. That's totally fine too. And like I said, we're gonna talk, right? This might be a long video, so I do apologize for that in advance. Now I will talk about this real quick. We have an SC of 110. I did pull him on tickets, but I really wanted the arc. Still haven't gotten it, but we're on it. We're slowly on the way to getting it. But we do get 3 prisms from the collab, and that will put you at 106. So I left them at 108, but we also have God Relic prisms. If you really love the character, I think a plus 20 Alphen is perfect. I wouldn't really recommend going to the plus 30, especially if you're kind of short on them. So even plus 15 might be okay. Because he is a little bit expensive, especially for this build. Like I said, there's several other options you can do, but I do not like being put in a situation where my health gets too low, because this kit is built around losing health by using skills. Now there is a point in time when you have your OL buff where that completely stops, but of course it's very, very limited. And then you start losing health again after that, and then you have to do another 5 skills, and after that skill, the OL buff activates again. And I'm going to kind of show you what I did here and kind of discuss it with you. And then I'm going to do a demonstration, and then I'll change the demonstration up to kind of show you the differences between the two. All right, so we're going to do sword, skill cost filter, set only, and then hit passives here. So everything in the 0 is going to be his base kit. Oh, before we get started, I definitely recommend full enhance and unlock the full board. Awaken can stay at the 6. You don't have to go full 8, but if you want, because it's your favorite character, there's nothing wrong with it. It's more stats, is absolutely nothing wrong with it. So if you definitely want to do that, that's fine. Because of the arc that I'm using, my minus 20 is now a minus 5. So now I'm a little bit stronger on that ice resistance. We still kept the nil to the curse, nil to stun, but we also have a nil to blind. I don't like being blind. But honestly, I didn't build for that. So it might be one of the accessories. Now, as you can see on my weapons here, I did get the paid weapon and accessory because I really like Alphen. The Tales series is one of my favorite games, or a series out there. So, I mean, really, I kind of tend to grab everything Tales related, and especially Star Ocean, Valkyrie Profile, all that stuff. I'm a big RPG gamer, so I tend to get a little crazy on this stuff. But with that said, you do not need to pay for the sword. There are several options. Just filter, hit fire, sword, and then look at what you have. Because I'm a little bit of a longer player, I definitely have a lot of other options. Like specifically the Godblade Kagasuchi was on the URR Kagasuchi. Now, if you don't have this UR, don't fret, it will be available again during probably the anniversary in a couple months. They usually give us a free UR ticket. If you really do like this character and you want to make, you know, him pop a little bit, this is a great arc to have because the weapon is fantastic and it is God forgeable. The biggest pluses to this is definitely the crit. Since we are going to be doing a crit build on this video, fire physical damage is plus 25%, but he has a higher STR rating on this one. Versus the paid weapon, I have a lot of damage cap. Now this is why I went with this, because at 25 creds and 15k max damage cap, it's very good. 5% more on the fire physical side. So yeah, it's kind of, and then not too 75 less on STR, but no defense in MND. So like I said, they definitely have their plus, but honestly at 25 creds for 15k buff on your damage cap is huge. Normally something like that would cost you 50 creds, so it's half that. I definitely think it's definitely a buy, and I'd probably pick that over the accessory. Speaking of the accessory, I do have the accessory. It has more damage cap, it has some damage reduction, and then also helps his trait whenever he's losing HP. It kind of, his reduction is a little bit higher now. It does have a nice little STR, MND, and defense buff, or at stats. And then for my armor, this you can run pretty much, you know, whatever you want, whatever you have, honestly. I think he does have armor giga boost. So yeah. I like this armor. It was on the it benefits its kit because when he loses health, his defense increases. Same thing with this. I just felt like it went with it really well. A nice little HP, but going over on the HP is a little rough. I did try an albedo run. Max HP is kind of wild. When he gets like the 50k, then the HP just diminishes like crazy. It's hilarious. But I think this is great. I didn't really need any more skill damage, but if you want to use an armor with skill damage, I don't even know. Shoot, let's see here. This one's got taken damage. This one's got damage cap, which is nice. It's very similar to, yeah, this one's great actually, and it has a piercing effect. So this one is actually free if you build it in the Godforge area, not Godforge, but the Alchemy Lab is really good. Straight damage reduction here, and attention drawn, which is really good too. Sandmaster, which is on a UR, minus 20 physical. He's just great at absorbing physical damage, so really solid. Also, he has his free. They gave us a really nice free armor. I think it might be. Hold on, let's do this. Do this in X. Where is it at? Did I not pick it up yet? He does have an armor. He does. Let's take that off and put X only. Don't I have it? What? You know what? I probably haven't gotten it yet, but yeah, whatever. There is an available armor in there, so you can use that as well. I guess I haven't picked it up yet. I've just been glued to this. So yeah, so definitely check it out. As you can see, my accessory here. So basically, if you don't have Iron Mask, go ahead and run anything skill damage based. Archangel's bracelet is going to be specific for this build because I'm doing a pursuit, but there's several options. Go with anything physical, anything anti-type related. This is a great 3 jewel amulet because you most likely will be running slayers on him. It's going to benefit you 30% total. You get 15% for weakness, and we will be debuffing most enemies. It's just the smarter thing to do these days. Definitely have your Theo on standby as plus 10 as quickly as you can. Definitely have your circles ready. High weak, giga weak, whatever you can do. You're definitely going to want to nerf the resistances for anything you really fight in the future, and kind of get used to it because it always helps. Nuking defenses, MND, stuff like that. And I'm going to show you that stuff here too. But like, again, guys, anything that has skill damage percentage, definitely use it. Mid-throw relieve. Spring is really good. He does throw enemies in midair. So that's, you know, skill damage is 20% right there on Spring. But I'm going to be using this specific for this build. So there's several options. Now, the first build we're going to go over is going to be a pursuit build. Since he is single-willed and his caps are not crazy in any way. Now, he's no Shell tier, unfortunately, but he's a fun unit with a lot of gimmicks, and that negatives and negatives that can be turned into positives. He's a very fun unit to build. I personally really like him. I know some people they have different opinions about that, but of course this whole game is based on opinion at the end of the day. So on this build specifically, it's a little expensive because he doesn't come with a crit package. The only thing that he has that's going to have crit on it is going to be his two-handed sword, which gives him 10% crit. It's going to be right here, two-handed sword, crit 10%. So there are ways to increase crit, and we're going to be using that today because it is very expensive in some ways, really, because we can use it for other things. So if you don't do a crit build, you can do more percentage damage, and you'll be hitting all whites, no crits. And I'm going to talk about why I'm doing this. So we're going to start here with crit 2, and then tranquility. All right, so why am I using tranquility, right? So because we're using a full crit damage kit, we're using Proud Force. Proud Force is going to give me HP based on crit. Proud Force procs off of MND, so his MND is very low. I calculated on base kit, he's getting 236 to 250 HP return, which is not good enough to keep me alive. If you want to do like speed running, and not in some cases it did work very well. And of course, if you have a designated healer, that's great. In some cases, Alphen did die because the healer AI did not proc in time. Of course, you can fully control the healer and make sure that doesn't happen, but sometimes I get caught up in just playing the game and I die because I'm not paying attention. It's just rookie mistake, whatever. But to combat that, I figured out a way, and I will figure it out a way, but I'm going to explain to you why I'm doing this. So Tranquility is going to raise my MND when close to death. So since he is taking massive amount of hits, this could help me potentially when my health gets too low, raise my MND. Honestly, it's not needed. This is more of a testing thing. I just threw it on because it was 2 SC and I was like, whatever. I could have thrown this on Magic Defense up or something like that to actually, but hell, if I have a chance of getting that 20%, that's not bad. The only problem though I had was that this thing right here. So when finishing, you know what? To make sure that this doesn't happen to me, because this happened to me in the lower my MD, I'm gonna take this off just for the sake of this video. So what this does is after finishing a skill, if near death, use 10% of max MP to very greatly restore HP. I noticed that there was a dip in my MD. And I started my procs were a lot lower, like they were going from 900 to 1000 to 600 to 500, and it's because something was absorbing my MP. This is it right here. So I'm gonna turn this off just for the sake of the video. I'm probably gonna, honestly, at the end of the day, I might end up taking this off and just rolling with it. Like I said, there's several different options. So for the sake of this run, I'm gonna turn that off. So right here, we're gonna make sure we stay at full MP with the increased MND, and I'm going to show you the returns on this idea. So we have Tranquility, Pose of Glory. This is SET recovery based on killing, crit 2, extra attack boost. So we're doing a pursuit build. So pursuits are 50% of the base cap, and what arc I'm using is going to be Icy Guardian. So it's going to be 50% of ice attack. Since the boss I'm fighting is resistance to ice, we're going to have to debuff him to make sure that we get the full effect of each hit. All right, so Proud Force, this is going to increase my HP recovery based on my crit hits. Dusk, now since my MP stays at max, I do get an increase of defense and MND. In a fight, I'm very hard to kill, I think, physical damage specifically. So I do like Dusk a lot, but of course you're not able to use Sharp Eyes. With Sharp Eyes is a phenomenal skill. But of course it is limited in some cases because once you run out of MP, you can no longer use it unless you have Goddess Kiss, which Alphen does have Goddess Kiss. So you can definitely maintain that MP. So there's, like I said, there's all different ways you can do this, but I like to have a continuous flow of damage, and that's why I decided to do this. Braver, physical attack damage plus 20, damage taken plus 10. This is great. I know a lot of people are using that HP reduction in the arc. Guys, if you keep putting more HP reduction, you're gonna kill Alphen. It's just that simple. I like the skill, but he's constant. This is just not smart. There's other ways to do it, other ways to get the percentages. This is damage taken, so this is when I receive damage is really the downfall here. So Braver, if you have it, fantastic skill. Anti-type boost, I definitely recommend using Slayers in some cases where you're not capping, especially against boss fights. Definitely always equip the Slayer. It's going to help you with that consistent damage, and then run your anti-type boost. Two-handed sword, damage cap, and damage percentage. I would run all your two-handed stuff. Why not? It's PvE. Just have fun. Crit 3, 7 SC for 8% crit. Crit just costs so much these days. I know, Autos Metis. Whoa, I use Automets. Like again, guys, I'm creating a build to where my MND actually matters. So I'm using Automets. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a waste here, but I am still capping. I'm not, in a rare case, I don't know why you would use a let's say go into a fight to someone who's 100% res to fire. You shouldn't be using Alphen to begin with, right? You should be using Alphen when someone's like minus 10, minus 50, minus 100, or even plus 10, 20, 30, you can probably still get away with that. So anyways, he definitely has the percentages to cover this, and you're gonna see that too. Creature Slayer, it is a creature, so we're gonna run this. Fire attack raise at 820, it's really good. Auto crit, like I said, he doesn't have a crit package, so it does get pretty pricey. You can use fast crit if you're doing like fast battles. That saves you a lot of SC, and you can use it more towards physical damage, but this is more of a continuous flow since I'm demonstrating a boss fight. I definitely don't want any issues. Even though the boss fight, I've cleared it pretty quickly. It's still a good demonstration. I just make sure that it's, it stays afloat here. Sword high boost, which is a nice little 30% of sword damage, and then sword damage using a sword physical damage plus 30%, and then fire high drive 30%, and then another two-handed sword modifier. This one's going to give me 20% and damage cap. So it's a pretty simple build, just very expensive when it comes to the crit part. And like I said, I'm adding a little bit of MND on myself, and I'll show you why here. All right, so let's go ahead and close this out. And again, guys, this video might be a little bit long. We're already at 15 minutes and we're just in the discussion part. I'm going to do, I think, 1 to 2, probably another build after this to show you some differences. Like I stated before, I recommend running supports at all times. There's no reason why you shouldn't. If you have Reyna, especially Labyrinth, just DOH. If you don't have Labyrinth, when she's available for a possible ticket pool, 100% get her. She is in a phenomenal DOH support unit. I know Lilha exists too, so if you have Lilha, that's going to be a true fight right there. You should go for Lilha or her. But if you have Lilha ready for your mage, this should be the next character you should get. So solid, especially if you don't have Reyna or several other options. Theria is good too, but I just really like Labyrinth. So for arcs, okay. So for this specific build, we are using Icy Guardian. Like I said before, we are doing Pursuit build because he is single-wielded fire damage and the caps are not that impressive. So I definitely want to get as much damage as possible out of him because I do really like the character. I don't think he's bad in any way. Because of this nice little ice resistant plus 20, it puts me at that -5, which clears a lot of that. Physical damage, crit. Yeah, all this is crit. And right here is the most important part. Physical attack crits deal an extra ice attack. So with that said, if the enemy is resistant to ice, this arc is not going to perform very well. Then your second option will most likely just be running like something like Soul Blade. If you have the UR Arc Soul Blade, this gives you a nice damage cap boost, damage taken. This gives you a anti-divinity type. This is a great arc in general. It doesn't really give you a lot of percentage. Actually no, this one does. No, physical special, there it is. I was hidden for a second. Physical plus 30 is a great arc to have on him. If you don't have this one, if you want raw damage as well, I'll just give you another option real quick because there's so many arcs you can use. It's based on what you have at the end of the day. Like I said, this game is a little more difficult because it really depends on what you have, especially a new player. They're not going to have, I'm about to show you. That's why I recommend his paid arc, his LR arc. If you're going for a specific unit like Alphen, definitely try to get his arc. His arc will go a long way for him. It really is that good. I definitely recommend it, especially a newer player. The option also for someone who has this, now this one's a little bit more on the rare side. Fire skill plus 40% when MP is lost, restore HP. Yeah, this part doesn't benefit me because my MP is not going to be lost. When ally is incapacitated, damage 100 plus 100% for the next special. Yeah, you're basically using it for this massive 40% damage buff right here. And his SCR is really nice on this as well. Int, whatever. HP is pretty good, but yeah, solid arc to use on Alphen. But we're going to be using this specifically for this, and I'll demonstrate a Soul Blade as well. So we're going to go ahead and dive into an actual fight real quick. I will be demonstrating Epple. Epple has pretty decent resistances, nothing too crazy. That's why I think he's a good test for this one. Let's see, we're going to do this. Ultimate Artificial Life Form, and we're going to go ahead and start it. Now, the point of Labyrinth here is just she's only going to be using Theo and debuffing the enemy. I have added a circle on her to decrease his resistance even lower. But like I said, guys, this is what supports are for. They're meant to support your DPS. So right here, we do have a creature type, which my Slayer is taking effect. He is plus 30 all the way down the board. He does have a minus 50 on his defense, so that's going to help cap. Now, as you're going to see here, we're going to just do one explosive ring, and we should cap on crits. We are struggling to cap on whites because he is resistant to fire. Now my job here, because I want to benefit the crit part and the pursuits, I want to lower his resistance. So we can do a weak, and then we can do a wind circle. Okay, now this is going to put him at -10, which is all we need for this. Now we're going to go from not capping to capping on everything, plus the pursuits hitting 124 additional pursuit damage. That's also going to increase the hit count, and since it's single willed, it works really well. So my goal here with her at this point is to go ahead and cast Glass Record to fuel my SCT for this video, because I'm not running any kind of apple pie or anything. That I want to maintain this MP right here so that my procs recover me. So like I said, at this moment, if I remember correctly, it's -20% of his HP every skill until I hit 5 skills, and then it all stops and I get increased damage cap. I have super armor and I no longer use HP for skills. But until that happens, I need to make sure that my HP stays high. Like I said, the healer AI will take place. So I don't, and then I am using Glass Record. So my HP is going to maintain, but in some cases, that's not always the thing. Sometimes you may slip on healing. You might run out of MP. Is a situation. So this is a way to kind of fix that. So, and to show you what a pursuit build with MND looks like on him. So if I'm not running any kind of MND buffs, my return, like I said, is around 250. Now we'll go ahead and do this. It's gonna take a second, just we're gonna build this up just a little bit. So I get about four S1s. Okay, now we have 4 stock on S1s. So we're gonna do all 4. All right, so we're gonna do 1. Now, as you can see, my return on my HP is gone from like the 263 to 1,000. My HP is staying constant while I'm gonna constantly spam here. So like I said, sometimes people can get carried away, and then you'll diminish your health, and then sometimes the AI won't heal you, so you got to keep an eyeball. This is gonna make sure that I concentrate solely on the enemy and the damage. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna do one more. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna go 1. There's an OR buff right there. Now we are gonna be hitting more damage cap, so we're gonna do this. As you can see, damage is actually pretty decent, especially with those pursuits happening. It's still active. My procs are at almost 1,000, and there goes my, now we're diminishing again. So now we're gonna have to do, now if I don't heal, like let's say I don't use any kind of Glass Record, this is what my heals are gonna be on my return. As you can see, they don't drop too low. See? Normally if I didn't have, we would already be at like a 3k1. Shion's little thing would have already procced. She would have procced her AI to heal. Stuff like that. So that's all this does. It just keeps me alive in a better situation. I know I'm using Glass Record, but some people are going to be doing Willy's apple pie, stuff like that, so they're not going to be healing. But as you can see, here we go again. We're going to get the OL buff. Actually, let's do this. Oop. Let's get a little bit more S1s. All right, here we go. And OL should be active right now. There it is. And then we just can do it again. A lot of those whites are the pursuits that are happening right there. All buff's gone, so we can actually, I should have been doing this in the middle of attacking, so you can see sometimes you get carried away, you forget. And then I'll do this, hit it again. By the time I'm done here, I should have a full stock of S2 and S3. There it is. I don't. Yeah, well, close. And then there goes Apple. So 95 pursuit right there, and that's because, you know what, I wasn't keeping track of his weakness, so that's like another issue that I messed up on right there. So let's go ahead and try that one more time, but I'm gonna go ahead and go straight through and see how I make sure I keep everything flowing, resistance is down, stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and start off with this. We're gonna do this, try to do this as quick as possible. We'll hit Theo. This is gonna do -50. This is gonna do Wind Circle, and then we're gonna do Glass Record. Those caps, perfect. Now everything's perfect right there. So right now, a sweet -40. So good. And honestly, Alphen's not broken in any way. He's just a fun character with a lot of gimmicks that are just fun to mess with. So here we go again. Now we're gonna go ahead and activate OL buff right here. There we go. We just want to make sure we keep the flow of glass record on him. And it's because we're still missing a character too. We're not even fully using a full team right now. All right, so we still got we still got the res right there. Still got the circle, so we can just keep doing this. Oh, buff should be back in every second. There it is again. We'll go ahead and do one more glass record. That's his S2 is a pretty long animation, so it allows me to do this pretty quickly here. All right, now it's gone. We can go ahead and do this. Concentrate on the S1 again. Concentrate on the S1. And there's OL buff again. Do this. It's a long animation, so we can get this one out. Long animation. Oh yeah. Oh, I keep forgetting to use the weakness. But yeah, so like I said, it really just depends on like how you do things here. Now if you're now the next part about, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can ignore 56 seconds. It's not bad. My shot tier does it in like 15 to 10. I think my shortest time is like 11 seconds with shell tier. It's kind of crazy. Now we'll go back to this build. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out Metis. We're gonna take out Dusk. We're gonna take out Tranquility. And we're gonna go ahead and do, like I said, if you didn't want to do what I did, it's totally fine. It's not an issue. Now we're gonna do a different type of build. We're gonna do let's see, we're gonna do Sharp Eyes. We can actually, yeah, we'll do Sharp Eyes. Hell, you can do a full cap build if you want to. If we're nuking his damage, we can do this. And we can do Sharp Eyes. Where are you at? There you are. Should be right here somewhere. God, so many skills. That's a beauty. Okay, so we're down once. We'll do this. We'll set only. Like I said, so this stuff gets, his kit gets expensive, so that's why you definitely want to we don't really need Pose of Glory right now because we're not actually, it's only, oh, it's a boss fight. Okay, so we still have our crit, we still have our Proud Force. We increase damage on physical because we will be lowering his defense. We also will be demonstrating what it's like to hit someone with a plus 30 res. Okay, so we're gonna do this. And then you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take... We'll keep the pursuits up. We'll keep the pursuits up. But you're going to see a significant difference in the return from Proud Force. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing again. We'll do Glass Record. But also to show you an S1, as you can see, 247. So now we have to solely rely on making sure I am using heals, which in this case I will be, because I will be using, as you can see, my procs are just so much lower. And the only reason why, so, all right, now I have OL buff, so there's no reduction in HP, but now we're gonna see a reduction in HP. Yeah, see, I'm already, oh god, dangerously low. See, it's just, oh man, the 200 is not enough to keep him low. So I have to make sure I keep him alive with the heals. But like I said, it's not a problem. Damage cap is like, I don't even think, he's plus minus 40 right now. Okay, but like I said, I have to worry about other things. It's kind of a, all right, now we're at it again. Let's do this. We won't heal. We're just gonna do damage. And we get dangerously low. We get dangerously low. As you can see, look at that return, man. It's just, yeah, I had to be healed. Like I said, sometimes the healing works great on the AI. Sometimes, like I said, oh, see, yeah, there it is. And definitely, I have Shion's skill off too. That will help you as well. But I believe it uses MP to restore HP. If I was a second. Woo! Yeah, see, yikes. So yeah, I gotta keep the heals up, man. All right. All right, I actually want to wait for his buff to run out here. Okay, he's at +10 right now. I'm waiting for the week to run out, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, dangerously low. Oh, that was super low. Why did you see what I mean? She didn't. That was a good example right there. She didn't. It took her at 1. Labyrinth, why'd you let me get so low? I should have been using glass record, but I wanted to demonstrate that the AI will not always save you in certain situations. All right, that's a scary part. So yeah, I can go full. The clear time is fine, but it got a little scary, right? Yeah, you know, I just don't I recommend using crits, man, if you can. If not, if you're not gonna do a crit build, then you can just simply go pure percentage damage and cap. You can do like let's say I wasn't gonna do whatchamacallit. Let's see this. Okay, yeah, well, let's say we take this off. We'll put on, let's say, Spring. It's a really good piece. Let's do filter, set, and we're gonna go ahead and remove all my crit. All right, and we're gonna remove Proud Force. Now this is gonna free up as you're gonna see a huge SC. Look at that, it's just gonna keep going. I think that was the last bit of it, right? Yeah, because generally this is what I'll see on most builds. If I'll see like Sharp Eyes, I'll see, you know, if the kit doesn't come with skills, then they won't. I'm taking off attack boost. So now we're at 81 out of 110, which it frees up a lot. Like I said, when you hear me say, oh, it's expensive, this is what I mean. Like, doing a full crit is expensive on him, but it's not impossible, especially with God Relics that exist now. Like I said, I like to play it on the safe side, and that's why I like the return of Proud Force, especially on a unit that's going to be taking my HP away at the end of the day. So we're going to go ahead and let's just do damage cap. Let's see, we're running a Slayer already, which is efficient. We can do Grand Brave S4. He just come with protection already. We don't care about that, any of that. We can do it. Hell, you guys want to do? I see people do this. They're like, oh, Mega Drive, 30%, 2K, fire breakthrough, and more damage, more damage cap. Let's see. Since we're hitting weak point, we can do physical weak point boost. Sky High, can put him in the air. Not all bosses will go in the air though. That's why I'm not using this right now. But in this case, I think he does bounce around, so Sky High would work. Let's see. Swordian Might's really good. 5 SC, as long as I'm using the right attribute. We'll do this. And you know what? We'll take a 2K damage cap on a single wield unit is insane at 14 SC. So I just don't recommend using that unless you've used everything and that's all you have left and you're like, why the hell not? These breakthroughs are nice though. 2K and 5K right here for 8. That's not too bad. It's damage cap. Okay, and then Sky High, you could probably get away with doing Sky High too in some cases. I don't recommend using Knights. It's just more defense and SCR. You don't really need that. But like I said, if you have the remaining SC and you don't have anything else to spend it on, yeah, that works too. You can do that. I already have the full sword boost package. Let's see, these breakthroughs are pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, don't want to do that. Skill charges. Giant killing. People use giant killing. This could work. Oh, we only have 5 SC left, so let's do. God, what can we use with 5 SC? I don't know. I don't know, guys. What can we use with 5 SC? You know what? I don't know. That's just shit. That's just. Let's just skill cost it. The skill cost 5. Let's see what we can find at 5. Oh, we can do drive. Let's do fire drive. What am I doing? Let's do fire drive. Yeah, we'll do fire drive. It's 4. Where are you at, fire drive? I know I didn't use you. Where you be? Where you? Ah, there you are. All right. So now we have full percentage, no crit at all, damage cap. And then, you know, since we're not using pursuits, this is when we use this UR. Because why the hell not? It's like 20k deep, more cap. It's insane. Do that. This will be the last part of the demonstration. Like I said, I've demonstrated the M&D. I've demonstrated what happens when you don't use M&D. And now we're going to demonstrate what a normal build would look like from somebody who's just using damage cap. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Actually, you know what? Since we are using more percentages, let's go ahead and do Soul Blade. And all we're going to do here is run skills. And then I'll do a debuff as well after I show you what the cap is like. There he goes, capping just fine. At this point, we're gonna have to rely solely on a healer. Okay, so we'll do this. We're no longer getting any kind of return on health. So as you can see, which is good at this moment because we are an OL buff, but as soon as OL buff ends, like right now, it just ended. And we're capping on, and this guy's 30 res, we're capping. So it is possible. It's very possible to cap on res with him. That's what this demonstration is about. But again, if you have the tools to weaken the boss, you should always take advantage of it. We're just gonna do a full set here. I'm gonna do a full demonstration. And hope to God that her AI kicks in. We're going all the way, guys. We're going all the way. We're just gonna keep going until we get full cap. We could just use something like where is that pipe? Why? No, we're not doing that. All right, here we go. So we'll do this, that. Oh, we lost the buff. But see, like, oh no, I'm gonna die. She didn't heal me. Oh, you see what I mean? I mean, he's capping like at 37k. That's nice. Hey, you know what? You know what's funny? Actually, hold on. You know what's actually kind of funny is that I spent so long recovering my, my SCT that, you know, we got to a point to where it ran out. So what I'm gonna do here again on this last demonstration here, that was a bad take. This last demonstration is gonna be a we're gonna do the Soul Blade when I'm completely ready to go. But like I said, again, this demonstration is to prove that he can definitely bleed through somebody's resistance. He can make them bleed, man. He'll just rip it away. I haven't tested like a plus 50, but plus 30 is pretty accurate, honestly. I'm pretty sure he can go plus 50 on res and still cap, honestly. All right, now we're gonna go, so we're still at plus 30. Okay, Soul Blade. Oh, you know what? He's still got a defense. He's still got a defense buff, debuff right there. So hold on, that's about to disappear. And it's about to disappear right now. So we're gonna make sure that he has no debuffs at all. Come on, disappear. There it is. It's gone. Okay, so we're plus 30, no defense debuff. Okay, still capping. And caps will increase to about 260, 252. Right there. Yeah, see, the damage is like the pursuit build is just so much better. I feel like he loses so much more health on pursuits. Now, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I think pursuit's just kind of the way to go. It really is. With single wield users, it's kind of always the right way to go. Now we're gonna hit him full on debuff, man. We're gonna hit him minus 50. And then we're gonna hit him another wind circle, right? Now we're gonna do some big damage here. And oh, I'll kick in, but I might die. Look, see, she's not healing. Ah, she didn't heal. See, that that's my point, man. I'm so glad that happened. See, the AI doesn't always kick in, so that's why you gotta watch it. But you know, at the end of the day, get revival, man. but he caps though. This is all demonstration, of course. This is a demonstration. I just want to show you like what the importance of the crit build. But like I said, he caps. He just gets no return. I have to make sure I keep him alive with these heals. She does great at reviving, but when it comes to healing, she's got ancient heal too. Like I don't know what her deal is. Man, I don't got time to be watching you, man. I ain't your mama. You know what's funny is I actually died while I was using Glass Record. That's kind of crazy. This is the longest fight ever. I'm so glad this is happening this way. Alright, let's say. Oh, watch my health. Oh my god, Apple, you're so cheeky, bro. There we go. There we go. Oh no, you heal me. Alright, 237. That's not bad. Not bad on caps, man. It's not bad at all. And then with Soul Blade puts it like 252. That was pure DPS, no support to myself with Proud Force. As you can see, again, we're reiterating here. Proud Force procs with MND buff at 900 plus, up to 1,000 return on crits versus a non-MND build, and that is going to be a 249 to 250. And then we had a 0 MND and all DPS, and we died a couple times because the AI didn't pick up on the heals. That's the point I want to try to make with you guys, so that, you know, in the future this is something you can learn from when building characters, especially for newer players. So guys, I hope this video was somewhat beneficial, entertaining, because I died. I don't know if I've ever died in a build video. But yeah, so Alphen, like, you know, doing a total review of him, I think he's such a fun character. I absolutely love him. Yeah, I guess I went for the paid, so that's why you're gonna see that there. But you know, I'm definitely gonna do a Velvet video as well next. That one's gonna be a little bit easier. She's more of a straight PvE, doesn't really have any diminishing effects. A lot of fun to play with. Dark unit, really cool. So let me know if you guys want that ASAP. I can make that happen. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's Alphen video, and I hope this helps you build for Alphen and, you know, possible builds in the future. If you want to see a specific unit, put it in the comments below. I'll maybe take a look at it. Might do a build video for you guys. I know someone did request shout here. I think I want to do it. Even though it's a little bit on the later side, she still is one of the top DPSs in the game, if not the top DPS. Yeah, I think I want to do it because she is just so fire. But guys, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the comments and all the love in the comments. If you guys want to see something else, let me know. Thank you again. Have a great night. Be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.